Hello students, this is Pallavi Manchada. Today's topic will be on scales. The first thing that pops up into our mind is what is a scale. It is derived from a Latin word scala, which means a ladder. There are 8 notes that make up a scale, and that can be also called a diatonic scale if it is complete or has 8 notes. A scale consists of tones and semitones. A tone is a step and a semitone is a half step. The first degree of a scale always determines the name of the scale. There are different kinds of scales, a major, minor, and a chromatic. The pattern of a major scale is TTS, TTTS, which means tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. For a minor scale, it is TS, TT, STT. T stands for tone and S stands for semitone. A chromatic scale, however, consists of all semitones. Before understanding the different kinds of scales, we have to also understand the different important terms, which is a sharp, a flat, and a natural. A sharp is an accidental, which means to raise a note by a semitone, raise to the right hand side. A sharp is always written before a note, but always after a letter name. The example which I have shown over here is C. If we want after a letter name, it is a sharp is always written after a letter name, but if you want to write with a note, it always comes before a note. A flat is an accidental, which means to lower one step to the left, to lower a note by a semitone. A flat is always written before a note, but after the letter name. The example is for E. It becomes an E flat, where we can see a flat is written after the E or after the letter name. A natural is an accidental, which returns back the shortened or flattened note to its original position. A natural is always written before a note and after a letter name, as the example shown below. A circle of fifth. A circle of fifth is a map guiding us to the next scale. We will understand about the circle of fifth when we look into the types of scales later. Now, a major scale. How do we construct a major scale? So the first scale I've seen or I've shown over here is a C major scale, which is the standard scale. Now, a C major scale does not have any sharps or flats, and the pattern for it, a major scale, is tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. In letter name, I have written C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and this is how it's written on the star. The degrees of a scale. So we're going to look at the degrees and the technical names of each scale. The first scale, as we have learned, is called C major. By following the circle of fifth, which I have explained earlier, which is a map, we can derive the next scale, which is a G scale. Now, by following the circle of fifth towards the right hand side, if we put a C on the thumb and go towards the right hand side to the little finger, you're going to get a G. So C, D, E, F, G. The G on the fifth finger. That's called the sharp side. If we want to get a flat side of the scale, we have to go following the left hand side. That means if we put a C on the thumb and go towards our left hand side, we're going to get an F, making it C, B, A, G, F. So that is how we get a sharp side and a flat side. For sharp side, you will only find sharps as accidentals, and for flat side, you will always find flats as accidentals. Now, for different scale, the first degree is always different. Now, the first degree will always tell you the name of the scale. In a C major scale, the first degree is a C. In a G major, the first degree is a G. And an F major, the first degree is an F. Now, the technical names for these scales are different. For C, in a C major scale, the C is always a tonic, same as a G as well as an F. The G major scale and F major, the first degree, they're always known as the tonic. The second degree in a scale of C is supertonic, where in a scale of C, your D is supertonic. In a scale of G, your A. In a scale of F, your G is the supertonic. In the scale of C major, The E is the median in the scale of G major, the B is the median, and in the scale of F major, the A is the median. And by following this table, you will be able to give the names of the technical names to different letter names. Key signatures, how sharps and flats are written on the star. So you can see that a C major does not have any sharps and flats. A G major has one sharp. An F major has one flat. A D major has two sharps, which is F sharp and C sharp. B flat major has two flats, which is B flat and B flat. So on and so forth. This is how sharps and flats or accidentals are written for each scale on the star. A minor scale. We have already finished constructing a major scale, and now let us look into a minor scale. It is usually related to something sad. It is related to a major scale. It is obtained by following the steps below. So as we can see that a minor scale is always related to a major scale. How do we get a minor scale? Is by following these 3 steps below. We always count 3 letter names including the principal letter backwards. So in this case, if the principal is C, if we count backwards 3 letter names, we're going to get C, B and A. So your A is related, the first point, your A is related to a C. Now let us check whether it has 3 semitones or not. From a B to a C or a C to a B is 1 semitone, B to a B flat 2 semitones, B flat to an A 3 semitones. So this proves right for the second point that it should always have 3 semitones. The third point, number C, the number of sharps and flats will be equal to its relative major. Now what we have just said just now is that an A minor is related to a C major. Now by looking at point number C, the number of sharps and flats will be equal to its relative major. So we know that an A minor is related to a C major, and C major does not have any sharps and flats. So A minor will also not have any sharps and flats. These are the types of minor scale: a natural minor scale, harmonic minor scale, and melodic minor scale, and the patterns which I have shown over here, showing the T for tone and S for semitone. A minor scale or a natural minor scale, it is the same as we're going up and also coming down. Whether we're singing or we're playing an instrument, it follows the same pattern, going up and coming down. For harmonic minor scale, the 7th degree of the scale is always raised, which means if we take into account a minor scale, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, your G is the 7th, your G will always raise. So I have used the term over here, raise, which means a sharp. So we're going to get a G sharp. So there will be no G in an A harmonic minor scale, but you're going to have G sharp. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. And when we're coming down as well, it's the same pattern: A, G sharp, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. For melodic minor scale, that's the pattern. The 6th and the 7th in the melodic minor scale, they are raised while going up. When you are playing or singing the scale up, you're raising the 6th and the 7th, and when coming down, you're naturalizing. That means you're cancelling the sharp and the sharps or the flats of the melodic minor scale, descending. This is the construction of a minor scale. We can see over here a minor scale with a natural minor scale. Now, this is how it is and how it is written on a star. This is harmonic scale and how it is written on a star. So you can see that the 7th is raised, which is a G sharp, and how the sharps are written is written after the letter name and before the note. So we're raising a G to a G sharp because in a harmonic scale the 7th is always raised. This is the construction of a minor scale where The 6th and the 7th, they are raised. Over here, the 6th is the F, which is raised to an F sharp. The 7th is a G, which is raised to a G sharp. And while coming down, we're cancelling by using a natural sign. This is how it is written on a staff. The last scale that we're going to study about is the chromatic scale. The word chromatic has been derived from the word chroma, which means color. A chromatic scale uses all semitones during its construction for both ascending as well as descending. This is how a chromatic scale is constructed. So this is a chromatic scale starting on D. So since it has all semitones, so we have a D, D sharp, E, F. Now E and F is already a semitone. So D to D sharp is a semitone, D sharp to E is a semitone, E to F is a semitone, F to F sharp is a semitone, F sharp to G is a semitone, so on and so forth. So we're starting the scale going up from D and also ending on D, keeping in mind that we are using only semitones. So it's the same for going up and coming down, but the accidental has changed because we are now going towards the left hand side as we're coming down. So we're using the flat sign. That is why you will be able to see flat signs of in the scale of chromatic scale on D coming down. Thank you.